Coming up on Loose Women, Just Between Us.
No way.
What are the odds on that?
Long life and good sex. That's all we're
Exactly,
asking
yeah.
for, okay? Family, you need to start talking to each other, family.
But actually, second cousins, it's not legal.
That's all after this.
Loose Women, Just Between Us is sponsored by Mecca Bingo.
And of course, it's about getting together, whether that's in your legendary bingo halls or online.
In Mecca's chat rooms, players have their own lingo. I'm going to test you. First one, WD.
Well done.
Correct. Next, GL.
Good legs. No, only joking. GL. Good luck.
Yes. And finally, 1TG.
1 to go.
You are on a roll. Discover even more at meccabingo.com. You don't even need a dabber.
And it's not just about bingo. There are other games like Slingo, Slot, and even Loose Women Bingo.
Players must be 18 or over. Terms and conditions apply. See meccabingo.com for details.
Hello, this is Loose Women, Just Between Us, with me, Judi Love.
And me, Coleen Nolan.
And this space is all about dishing the juice and the dilemmas and getting all your juicy secrets out.
A lot of juice mentioned there, Jude.
You know, you realise you said juice twice.
Juice.
Look, the juice. We don't
Very
want just
juicy.
We don't want just the juice.
Oh, well, like
We
a
want
juice bar.
Yeah, we want the juice. That's a nice one. It's a juice bar.
We're a juice bar.
We want it so juicy that we want to know whether the juice is worth a squeeze.
And do you know what I love about you? All this. She has to just move as well. You just got the move.
I can't help it, babe.
Babe.
It's just like you get
What kind
me.
of podcast do you think this is?
Well,
Juicy. That's
it's a
what it
juicy
is.
one.
Anyway, don't forget if you've got a question, a dilemma, a confession, anything to share with us, send it to loose.women@itv.com. And you never know, we might be tackling your dilemma very soon.
And this is Loose Women, looser than ever.
Nicely said.
I was
Without the shoulder shake.
It was my inner Coleen.
Oh yeah, I read your bit there, didn't I?
Yeah, so I read yours.
Oh. Sorry. That's a dilemma, isn't it, when you read your friend's script?
So first on the dilemma pile is from Jay. Her daughter's at GCSE's age and having her first serious relationship, and she's worrying about how to keep her on the straight and narrow.
And coming up a bit later, Lynn is making a decision about the care of her dad. I think a lot of us loose women have been there, actually, Linda, so we'll have a lot to say to you on that one.
And every week we wrap up Loose Women, Loose Ends with a juicy...
For God's sake.
confession, yeah?
Drowning
in the
in
confession closet, where you can send your deepest, most secretive, juicy admissions with no judgment.
I'm going to need a snorkel soon. There's only more juice in this
You're not
room.
the first one that said that to me.
Oh, my. Anyway.
But before we get on, do you know what it is?
What?
It is cuffing season. Because
What?
once we've gone into like autumn.
What the chuffing hell is cuffing?
Cuffing, it's like where you're out there searching for, a lover, a partner for this winter season. So you've got someone to keep you warm.
There's actually a name for that. What does cuffing mean? Like handcuffing them so they
I
can't
don't know
get
what
away
it
from
means.
you?
I just know the slang version.
Sounds
In the
like you're
sense-
going out trapping. Sounds like you're going out man trapping for the winter.
What man, woman, they? What you're trying to say is, I'm not doing this winter alone.
What, and then you just get rid in the summer? In the
Well,
spring?
summertime, you're supposed to be outside. I was outside this summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in the confession.
Yeah, but you're
closet.
not. But you're not going to be outside in the winter, are you?
No, that's the point. You're going to be inside and you want to be inside with someone. So a lot of people really, it's just this thing where you're really, I don't want to use the word desperate because desperation is not a good thing, but you're in this thing of really trying to find someone. You're more likely to find someone and have a relationship now than you would have done like in the summer. So
Why don't you just get a cat?
I've got one
Or a
already.
dog.
She's
Dog.
tired of me. My cat's tired of me.
Oh, really?
My cat looks at me like to say, babe.
Well, is that because you're trying to cuff her?
Well, I'm saying, come here, Bella, come here, Bella. She's like, no, I'm outside. okay. So this is a time for us singletons to fight. And
me and you then.
And I can keep you warm.
Me too.
That's what I'm saying.
Put the fire on.
Put the fire on. We are the fire, babe.
We are the fire.
What the hell? We are the fire.
That's what she said.
With my slight West Indian accent, it sounds like I'm saying cuffing.
I like coughing, yeah.
Cuffing. One of my Jamaican artists were watching, be like, who dead? A cuffing season? Oh, what got dead? Lord God, some people have dropped down saying cuffing season. Lord, take me vitamins. Oh, come check for me. A cuffing season. I'm like, no, auntie, cuffing. Yeah, that's Mr. Cuffing. Oh, God. Anyway, listen, welcome back. Oh.
Keep forgetting we're doing this, aren't we?
Right, let's take a break and we'll be back with our first dilemma. Welcome back to Loose Women, Just Between Us. Should we get on with our first dilemma?
If we could.
Okay, this one's from Jay, yeah? Not this Jay, but a whole new Jay. Well, a whole different Jay, should I say. Are you reading or am I reading?
You do it.
Me do it, yeah?
You
Yeah,
do it,
good.
yeah.
Okay.
I need a rest after all that coughing talk.
Well, if it was the other coughing, you'd be resting, and that's what we're trying to do out here, okay?
Let's not go back there. Just read the dilemma.
Long life and good sex. That's all we're
Exactly,
asking for, okay? Can I say sex?
Yeah,
I've
you
said
just
it now.
have.
Okay.
It's only between us anyway.
And what the...
Come on! We'll be here. Honestly, we'll be here for years.
Right. Hi, ladies. Just between us, I was wondering if you could help with a parenting dilemma. My teenage daughter has got her GCSEs coming up, and so it's a big year for her and one that could shape her future. She is really hardworking and excelling at school, but she has also started dating and it looks like things are getting serious. My husband thinks she shouldn't be seeing her boyfriend during the week as she needs to focus on her studies, but I disagree. I trust her to do the right thing and believe she can do both, and that seeing him and having a bit of respite from studying will actually focus her more. My worry is that if we ban her from seeing him, she'll only do it anyway, but behind our back. I think that we need to trust her and give her the freedom to make her own decisions or mistakes. After all, she is taking exams, not us.
I'm with her.
You with her?
I'm with her.
I mean,
with her.
You know, there was one line at the end where, you know, she said, I think that we need to trust her and give her the freedom to make her own decisions and mistakes. That freedom to make your own decisions and mistakes, that bit is a little bit...
No, it depends what she means by freedom. I mean, she has to, you know, she's still living at home. She's got responsibilities, one of which, importantly, is her exams. But she trusts her daughter. She knows her daughter, like I did with Kira. And I think I think the problem is as soon as you stop trying to tell a 15-year-old, which is what I think she is.
15, 16, yeah.
15, 16, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. I want you've got to study all week and you might be able to see him at the weekend. Instantly, they're going to try and do the opposite.
Yeah.
And nowadays they can because of social media. You could think she's sitting up there for 3 hours revising. She could be 3 hours online talking to him.
Especially if she bans him. Are you going to ban TikTok and all the other social media, Facebook, Instagram?
And also then she's just going to be, you know, mentally not going to be able to focus on all this revision because she's going to be annoyed and upset. And I just think if you talk to them, I think they get to a certain age where you can talk to them still being the adult, but also treating them a bit like an adult. You know, you can. It's not like talking to a 2 or 3 year old that you can't reason with.
Yeah.
But you can go, look, let's meet each other halfway here.
And I think there's boundaries you can put in place. So if you don't want her to be out too much with him, maybe you could say, okay, look, Fridays, you can have a little movie night. He can come here. That way you can kind of watch what they're doing and so on. And you're right. They will need a little bit of respite. You know, my son's at that age now. He was in his last year for GCSEs. And I'm definitely like, you've got to go and, you know, revise after school and this. And he's got all these other sports activities. And I was thinking to myself, you know, reading this, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to just give him a little bit more time when it comes to like a respite and so on. It's just trying to get the balance.
It is trying to get the balance, but I think there's so much pressure on them with exams. I mean, for me, you know, when I was growing up, we just about had electricity by then. No, but when I was at school, people, it was called O-levels then, and people strive to get their O-levels, but actually very, very few went on to uni. Like, no one talked about uni.
Right,
Only
okay.
the super, super bright kids
And
went to uni.
rich. Let's get that in there.
Well, not always rich back in that day, but I mean, you really had to get top marks to get into any uni.
Right. Okay.
So it was never what uni you're going to, what you'd go, oh my God, Debbie got into uni. And Debbie would be the only one in the class that had got into it. You know what I mean? Whereas now, there's just such this thing of they've got to pass their exams, they've got to go to college, and then what uni are they going to? And I remember my daughter crying one day and saying to me, I don't want to go to uni. Because she didn't have one. I think if you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, something where you need 12 A stars and certain degrees to carry on doing what you're doing. If you've got a teenager going, I'm not really sure what I want to do, then why are you going to force them into uni? Who are you doing it for? To impress the neighbours?
Yeah. And
into debt.
Student debt. I think it's weird because I was having a conversation with someone the other day and they were saying that their daughter is starting uni this year and they're 23 and she was like, oh my God, it's so late. She should have really went 5 years ago. And I was like, that's like 17, 18. It's so, we had 17, 18. It was like having a Saturday job and so on. And I think that you're right. It does add a lot more pressure. And when you think about us being that age and even them now, do they even really know what they want to do?
Most of them don't. I mean, you get the odd one that wants to, but, there was a guy in Kira's class who she went out with for a while. Actually, I think he was in middle school, but they were in the same year. He knew he wanted to get into politics.
Right.
So he knew he needed 12 A stars.
Right.
And he studied, I mean, she didn't see him. He studied all day, every weekend, because he had real focus and he did end up going to Oxford.
Wow.
And brilliant, amazing. But that didn't mean I'd felt bad for the others who were like, I don't really want to do that, And this, one of our other friends' parents, this kid wasn't allowed out. She had to study every single day and she had to get the expected all A's, which she got. And she got 8 to 18, got all her A's and went wild. Didn't lose any of them. Oh my God. She hadn't been allowed to be a kid.
I do wonder, all the people that got their degrees years ago, if they're really even using it in the same field. I've got 2 degrees and an honorary doctorate.
Yes,
but, thank you very much.
By the way.
Thank you. But I haven't used
I don't know what it means. I just saw you with a hat and gown, but I thought, I don't know what you'd won.
It's just honouring my contribution to arts, at the uni that I went to. But I went to uni as a mature student, and I think that was so much better for me. I think understanding that, going through exams like this 16-year-old, it's also about letting him know about consistency, commitment, time management. There's a lot more to it than just sitting the exam. And I think those should be more of the focus.
And also how they're going to feel. If they don't study and they're just messing about, I used to say to Kira, the thing is, you have to take these exams. These aren't something that you pick and choose. You have to sit your exams, end of. So why not sit them where you've learned as much as you can, you've given it your best shot. It doesn't matter. For me, it didn't matter about the grades. It mattered for me going, she really tried, or the boys really tried. Luckily, they did all pass. But one of their friends, who all the way through kept going, not bothered, he was the only one that didn't get one single GCSE.
And how did he feel?
And he felt, because I had a big party for them all.
Oh, no.
And I remember him saying, I don't suppose I can come now, can I? Because I didn't pass.
Oh, no.
And I felt so sorry for him.
Did you let him come?
No, did I hell? Should have passed the exam, shouldn't you, teacher? No, I'm lying. Of course I did. But I did feel, he felt terrible.
Yeah, and you don't want him to
And
feel
they were all like, yeah, and he just felt terrible.
Well, this is the thing, is having that balance as the parents. And I think that Jay, yes, okay, give your daughter that little bit of respite, but I think you should listen to your husband as well. And there needs to be specific boundaries. This is not the time, personally, I don't think this is the time for you to let your daughter have her own freedom and make her own decisions and mistakes. No, this has got to be a little bit more...
No, you have to guide them 100%.
Yeah, she needs a lot more guidance.
But I think if she does it as a, listen, I know how you feel, I've been 15.
Yeah.
I've bet that boy, and it's fantastic,
We're meeting
and it's serious.
Men like that now at 45.
Yeah, exactly. That never leaves you.
Yeah.
But, you have to do these exams, so let's just put a bit of effort into it.
Yeah.
If he's the one, he'll still be there at the end of the exam.
And you can see him every Friday.
And if you do well, if you, study Monday to Friday or whatever, your weekend's yours.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the way forward.
Yeah, I do.
Don't
but
let
to
my
actually
son hear this
close
bit
the down like the dad wants to do is, I think that's too much. I think she'll rebel.
Yeah, definitely. Because if I remember when I was 15, 16, I rebelled a little bit.
I didn't. I was touring Japan. Number one, actually.
I was touring Hackney.
Yeah, yeah.
Trying to find Tyrone. But who did you...
I went out with a Tyrone.
Did you?
Yeah, maybe it's the same one.
Really? Really? Was he a nice guy?
I don't know. I say I went out with him. I didn't really. He fancied me.
Just dates? Going on dates?
School.
I feel like everyone's had a Tyrone.
No, it's the only Tyrone I've ever met in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I've never met a Tyrone since.
You need to come out with me.
No, and there's no one called Tyrone in Japan.
Did you... So when you was in 15, 16, you was in Japan?
Touring, yeah.
Wow, so you didn't even get to rebel?
Didn't even get to do an exam.
Wow.
Never done an exam in my life. No wonder I haven't got a doctorate and a hat and cloak in anything.
It doesn't matter because...
Do you get them for having pygmy goats? I'm good with pygmy goats. I need a doctorate in pygmies.
It doesn't really matter because it's more about... That was about the contribution. And when you look at you, like your legacy, that in itself, you're honoured. We're honoured by what you've done.
Thanks.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, where's my hat?
Yeah, but you have a crown for you, sweetie.
Wow,
you know, it's honouring the excellence,
Judy.
the time that you put in, the commitment, the legacy. Like, you know, little letters gets named. Doesn't. That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, hope we've helped with your dilemma. We've moved way on and made it all about us as usual. But do you know what? Whatever you're doing a great job and you're doing the best job you can.
Yeah.
And your daughter's very, very lucky to have you.
Yeah.
Who cares that much?
Yeah.
And don't forget, we're always looking for our next dilemmas for Loose Women just between us. Mm-hmm. I love that. And if Jay's dilemma has sparked something you'd like to ask us, you can send it to loose.women@itv.com.
We'll be back with our next dilemma after the break. Welcome back to Loose Women, just between us. And so we have the second dilemma, and this one is from Lynn.
Yes. Can I read this one?
Yeah, of course you can.
Hello, Loose Women, just between us. I've been caring for my parents for the last few years. My husband and I live next door. We cook their dinner, check in throughout the day, help them with the regular tasks and the more personal parts of looking after themselves, and make sure things are clean, tidy, and just where they like them. There is not much space for my own life to happen around all of my duties, and it makes things like going on holiday or even going out for many evenings quite a logistical challenge. After a long decline, my mum died at the end of last year. I'm very sorry about that, which was really tough. My dad, now alone, is considering whether to move to a home and wants to know what I want to do. He can be quite difficult, and I don't really know whether he really appreciates what I do for him. My husband and I are both at retirement age. My husband is still working full-time but supports me with my caring duties around that and understandably is hoping for a bit of time to enjoy ourselves. And to be honest, I dream about days where I don't only have the hours between 2 and 4 to do what I want. Sometimes I feel a bit like my life is a bit meaningless and I want to rekindle the energy I used to have for life. On the other hand, I have felt a strong sense of duty about looking after my parents, and I don't know if I could cope with the guilt of feeling like I'd abandoned him to a home. Have you ever had to make a decision like this, and how would you begin to make a choice?
Oh, man. It's a difficult one, isn't it? You know, I think a lot of us have had experiences with this when it comes to our parents, and it's real, role reverse, isn't it? They say in the Bible, once a man, twice a child. But what stands out to me is that she's actually saying that not that she feels resentful, but actually she's really missing having moments for herself and feeling like, her life is just passing by and so on. And I think when you're in that kind of mode, the care can be delivered differently. Not saying that she wouldn't care for him in the right way, but the stress and everything else, she might not be in the best way.
And for a marriage.
Put stress and for a marriage, to care for her dad. And if that's the case, he will need the best care. And that is a conversation she will have to have with her dad. It's a very difficult one. But the most important thing is his dignity and safeguarding. And if those things are met, and that can be met somewhere else, whether that be a home or a nursing home or, I think you've spoken about another place, sheltered accommodation.
Sheltered accommodation. I mean, if your dad has, and it sounds like he has, because they've had they've had the conversations where he has said, oh, maybe I'll go into a home, or maybe if he's quite, if he's
got good capacity,
quite good capacity, especially mental capacity and stuff like that. Then my mother-in-law is 100 and she still lives. She's 101 in January. She still lives in her sheltered accommodation.
And sheltered accommodation is good because it's got that semi-independence, isn't it?
It's totally independent living, but you've got all the strings in the room to pull if something happens. And like my ex-husband now, because it's his mum, he's, because of technology, he's got this thing on his phone where he doesn't see into her bedroom or the bathroom, but he can see all of the parts of the flat. And if she falls, if anything happens, an alarm goes off. He can be there in 5 minutes.
My mum lived in a sheltered
I think it's brilliant.
And it was fantastic. Saved my mum's life many times. Until obviously, the end.
Until they get to a stage,
Yeah, where, we had to make other decisions and needed full-time care. But, you also have the chain that they can wear around her neck.
Yeah.
But it was so nice that was an option, and she could go out with her friends and, put their own key in the door, and it makes them feel... Because I think one conversation I do remember having with my mum and other family members that I know who've gone into this situation, the actual person who's not well, is saying that what contributes to their decline is feeling like they're losing their independence, and that is really important. Like you said, if the dad still has great capacity, then maybe that might be another option.
Yeah, and also maybe... Because I think they're both living with a bit of guilt at the moment. So she's feeling guilty because obviously she loves her dad. She's been a great daughter to her mom and dad as well, looking after them. But obviously, there's a part of her thinking, never thought when I'd get to retirement, I'd then spend possibly the next 20 years, not being able to have a free life of
and
my
the
own.
dad's probably...
And he's feeling guilty because he probably senses that. So he's going, well, maybe I'll go into a home. The thing is, why don't they go and look at them together? Why don't they go and look at sheltered accommodation? If he doesn't feel like he'd be safe there, look at homes. So he's almost making the choice. He might come back and go, I remember doing that with my mum before her Alzheimer's. We knew she had to go into a home because she was getting to the point where it was dangerous on her own and with us because we weren't trained,
and
it was 24/7 and we all worked. So she couldn't be left alone. But we did this thing of you can choose it. And in actual fact, the one I would have chosen for her, she hated. It was brand new. It was like a 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
And it was brand new and it was all this, that and the other in her own bathroom and all modern and beautiful. She went, well, I'm not staying here.
No, she didn't.
Oh, she hated it.
See, and this is the thing.
But the one she picked, when we walked in, I went, well, she won't like this one. I like this one. It's homely.
Yeah, and I think that's what, if anything, should give you some kind of like peace in going forward in the decision, is that your dad's at a stage where he can still make a decision. Many get to that age and it's out of their hands. So like you said, give that independence to your dad, empower him, do it together, and let go of the guilt.
You have to. It's
You've
hard,
looked after your mum.
I still feel guilty about
myself. I still
I
still feel guilty with some decisions that have had to be made. It's different lifestyle there, in a different time. I was a different person.
But you can look into carers as well, can't
you?
you?
Yeah, to come into the home.
So respite care.
Yeah.
Which
Or
would
you
then
can
give her 2 or 3.
For a carer to come in.
Pay for a carer to come in. I mean, they are expensive, but you can speak to people about that. There could be benefits that you could get towards that help.
Yeah.
But even that, to give you 2 or 3 days, or every weekend, you go, it's my weekend, her and her husband.
Yeah, because that would be nice. We should get some time.
Yeah, reach out, get
and
all the information.
Obviously, we are so happy that you've sent in this dilemma, which is so important because, us as loose women, so much amount of knowledge, and she obviously hasn't felt that she could speak to somebody else, but do speak to other people, family and friends, and so that that you're not alone.
Yeah.
Because so much people are going through this now,
And some of them probably feeling exactly like she does.
Exactly the same that she's feeling.
It is that guilt thing with parent and children.
It is.
We just have it always, don't we?
Yeah.
We're guilty when we're parents when they're young.
Yeah.
And then
you want to
guilty
give back
for our own parents.
Yeah, you want to give back. You want to treat them well, like how hopefully they've treated you.
And it is difficult as well, like she was saying, you know, her dad's not that easy either to look at.
Yeah,
you know,
that's another thing. And that might
hard.
need more attention than what you can actually do, because these places and people that work in these fields are trained and qualified
Yeah, to know how to deal
and know
with
how
that.
to do it. You don't want to put your dad in any risk or any danger, or even yourself. And you want those days to be fulfilling and happy and joyful, and like we said, with dignity.
Yeah.
Not saying that you don't give him dignity, but without that kind of pressure, where you could probably spend more quality time with him.
She must be an only child as well, because she's not mentioning sisters, brothers helping.
Let's be honest, sometimes in families,
Not
there's only
everyone
one
does help.
sibling.
Yeah.
When they're in this situation, there's only one sibling or two that come forward and the rest back off. And that could be her situation as well, which is even more stress.
I know.
It's a hard one, it's a sad one, and we really appreciate you sharing it with us. But
reach out.
Reach out. Go like what Coleen said, research with your dad, and know that you want the best for him. And yeah, thanks for telling us.
Now, at the end of every podcast, we wrap up with Loose Women's Loose Ends. We love this. She's taking a drink already. She knows what's coming.
Sip of mate.
And this is kind of like our last chance to leave you wanting more. And you will want more.
Right. Hi, Loose Women. Just between us, I got with a girl on a night out and went back to hers. We kissed, but nothing else really happened. It just didn't feel right in the moment to go any further. And in hindsight, something was telling me not to. The next day, my mum took me out for a drive while running some errands, and we ended up back in the part of town where this girl's house was. As we drove past, my mum pointed to the exact house and said, "That's where your second cousin lives." Oh my days! No way!
What are the odds on that?
That is no. Oh, wow.
So he'd obviously never met his second cousin then, because he didn't recognise her.
No, family, you need to start talking to each other, family.
But actually, second cousins, it's not legal.
It's not illegal, is it?
No, I mean, I wouldn't want
Each to their own, but your second...
Oh, it could have been his first.
It could have been his first, and for some it has.
The fact he didn't know where his second cousin lives is
And
worrying.
it's so strange. On the next day, she's pointing it out.
Yeah, really. Oh. Gets juicier by the day, doesn't it?
It gets juicier by the day. So, yeah, your confession was basically you just tongued up with your second cousin.
And on that note, I'm bringing this podcast to an end because he's going to get messy from here in. So that's it for this episode of Loose Women, Just Between Us.
Just between us.
Don't forget to click like and follow on our YouTube channel and leave us a comment if you enjoyed this episode.
And we'll be back next week with some of the other loose women. So make sure you send in your dilemmas and your confessions to loose.women@itv.com.
And don't forget, it's
just between us.
Bye.
So your second cousin, I saw him the other day. Is he still single?